Hi everyone, and welcome to the A Bit of AI show. And this is a very special episode. It's the December episode, and we're live at Code Camp. I think. Let me look at my screen here. You're on a different screen, so I'm here looking at the camera. There at the screen, I see that you're talking, but I can't hear you because the audio is not coming back to us. So I hope the audio is fine, and hello everyone also on Learn TV, and welcome to this December special live from Code Camp. And this episode is all about Vlad and his life in AI. So hi everyone, and once more welcome to the A Bit of AI show. This show is all about the story from the people behind AI. Because Amy and me, in our job, we meet so many people from around the globe, and we realize that there are so many different skills needed in creating an AI solution. From pre-sales and consultancy to creating the deep neural networks itself, and then finally running them in production. So in this show, we invite people from all over the world that are professionals in the AI space to have a chat and talk about what they are actually doing. So this week, we will find out what Vlad is actually doing during his day. So we couldn't be more excited to start talking to Vlad and learn more about what they do. But as always, all the information and all the things and also all the previous episodes can be found on our website, abitofai.show.
I was going to say, and thank you to everyone who is at Code Camp who's watching. This is a new experience for us, being live at an event and being live as we normally stream to our normal audience. So to all those who are avid A Bit of AI show watchers, thanks for joining us again. And to all those who are new, As Henk very eloquently put, this show is all about the people who sit behind AI. However, this feels a little sort of one-sided. This feels like me and Henk are just kind of talking at you with our guests, but it is not. We always have something we call a cafe experience as part of the A Bit of AI show, but we're changing it up slightly for the Code Camp experience. So after this show, when we finish airing, you can join us in a cafe type experience at Code Camp. It's totally free, so go to codecamp.ro and you can go and find that extra experience session. The whole point of it is you come along, you can ask us questions, me and Henk as the presenters, you can ask our wonderful guest Vlad questions, but also to engage. We're really keen to hear your insights, because me and Henk get to chat to these people. We make up the questions, we make up the quick fire questions that we're going to do, but we want to hear from you. What is it that you want to ask our wonderful guests and ourselves? So go to codecamp.ro straight after this session completes, and you'll be able to chat with us there.
Perfect. And we forgot only one thing. So I didn't introduce myself, and you also didn't do it. So my name is Henk Boelman.
Wow.
I am a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and today I'm wearing a black shirt with a funny cartoon of me and a shirt with orange and yellow stripes on it saying, this side saying Pong. So a good reminder of all the first Atari game we all played. And I'm streaming from my living room.
Oh, fabulous. You're in your living room today. So yeah, my name is Amy Boyd. I'm also a cloud advocate here at Microsoft. And today I am I'm a white female with long blonde hair that's wavy. And today I'm wearing a light blue and black leopard print top. I tried to colour coordinate as always with our backgrounds. If you can see us, we have a wonderful logo, and I always try to colour coordinate a little bit. Henk, I would say you're doing a pretty good job too with the orange and yellows. I like it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm still blending in into the background because the rest is black. And
I know, we did have a rule. You're breaking the rule again.
Yeah, but I only
Anyway.
have so many not black shirts. But indeed, let's get Vlad to the screen because it is all about him today.
It's all about
Hello,
him. Hey
Vlad.
Vlad, how you doing?
Hi Amy, hi Henk, I'm great. Happy to be here.
Good. We are very, very happy to have you. Vlad is an organizer of Code Camp, and so it only felt apt to have our guest today at Code Camp be someone who is an extreme part of it. So thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. But as Henk said, let's dive straight in. Everyone is here to hear about you. So tell us who you are and what you do in the space of AI.
Oh my! Well, I'm Vlad Iliescu. I work at Strongbyte, the head of AI, and yes, lately, to be honest, I have been very focused on the data engineering part of machine learning. Now, because you hear all the stories that machine learning, AI, it's so cool. You want to get into it, and then you get into it, and you notice that actually the problems you're trying to solve are around those models that you set out to build, right? You need to build data pipelines. You need to get data from 1,000 locations to one single store, and then be able to process it. So this is where I am currently. I'm really getting deep into the data engineering side of things.
That's so interesting. A lot of our guests from previous seasons, those who are new to the A Bit of AI show, we have a whole another 2 set of seasons with 20 guests that you can watch. And interestingly, data engineering continues to crop up. I feel like people are entering the AI space. You do this sounds bad, the nice shiny bit of AI. And then you actually kind of realize that the basics, the bread and butter has to be there in order to be able to do this AI piece on top. but also we want to move this stuff to production. We want this stuff to be real, and then data engineering being a key part of that. So it's so interesting to hear as head of AI at Strong Bites that you are very focused right now on data engineering. So that's super interesting. But Vlad, when you say I'm focused on data engineering, I'm head of AI, that's a big role by the sounds of it. Goodness me, a lot of responsibility there. All jobs in our industry look completely different daily. But if you were to describe what you could say is an average day, what do you do? And I'm not doing that in a sarcastic way.
No worries. I have to say I'm coding less than I would like to. So let's say I would, because a significant part of my day is handling communication and making sure everybody has what they need. Involved on the one hand in a lot of team calls, more sometimes there are so many team calls. But also I get to do that some development, and I'm really grateful for that. For me, it's finding a balance between development and also amplifying the team, right? Because just one guy cannot finish a project successfully, depending on the project, of course.
Yeah. And how about the kind of strategy side of it? Because I guess as head of AI, you have to provide what's the focus, what's the strategy, what area are you focusing on at the moment in some senses for your team to be able to be their best, be successful? How do you find that part of it? How do you prioritize strategy in some senses?
On the one hand, we are rather lucky because since we're an outsourcing company, so we're helping multiple clients get their machine learning projects, as you said, live in production, up and running. So we also always take into account the customer's existing stack. So maybe one customer is deep into Azure. Then of course we're looking at Azure solutions and trying hard not to overcomplicate their setup, and picking the best technologies that help them succeed without turning into a myriad of multi-cloud solutions that's in the end really hard to maintain and also develop.
Yeah.
So I'd
Completely
say
agree.
the main focus is on helping our customers succeed.
I love that. That's a good one. And I guess, customers being the North Star, how to account for what the customer needs, but obviously giving your advice as well. Your team must have a lot of perspective on different industries and different things they've done. Do you see that being passed on to the other customers that you share in a sort of a higher level way?
Yes, of course. We're a very diverse team with let's say I'd say a mix of skills, right? So we also have on the one hand data engineering experts, but also on the other hand we have some really good data scientists. So I find that this mix together yields the best results. Because then we don't only focus on getting the best model that then we cannot put into production. We have this really great persons working together and bringing the best model into production, right? And making sure it works and the customer is happy.
That's great setup there with it. Having the success of a diverse team, right? And that we all have technical expertise, but we're always all learning as well. So I've asked you a lot about the present, what's happening right now. But Henk, you want to come at it from a different angle, right?
Absolutely. So you're saying head of AI. That indeed, Amy, that is a very big title. So
It's
how
maybe
did
too
you?
big a title for such a small man.
So I want to know how you got to be head of AI. So what did you study?
Mm.
What did you do during your work? And then how did you get to this point in your career?
Um, I'm gonna have to tell you a little secret, but promise you won't share. I'm extremely lucky. Like sometimes it's surprising to me how lucky I get. So keeping that in mind,
Mhm.
I've I've studied. I've actually studied economic computer sciences because I was too afraid of learning physics to go into a hardcore university. So I went
Yeah.
to the economic side, but that helped me also learn more about management, about yeah, how building products, and about the computer science side of things, and also a bit of AI, which I promptly forgot. So yeah, because it felt hard. It felt so hard, 16,
Mm.
20 years ago. But then I got into development, and a friend suggested C sharp. I was all no, I will not choose Microsoft, Java all the way. But he suggested C sharp, and I realized I loved it way more than other languages, and started working with that. And yeah, developer, team lead, um, yeah, even technical director. Um, but then I realized at some point it just happened. I wanted to build a personal project. I wanted to classify my expenses in my banking exports, and I didn't want to do something manual. I wanted the computer to do it for me. So I went up and got interested more in machine learning again. It was hard for me 17, 20 years ago, but then more recently it became easier, right? Because we have a lot of great libraries, a lot of great components up there and begging us to use them. So I started doing that. I started with a personal project. um, I didn't finish it. I never finished those personal
Oh
projects that
no.
I used for learning, but it got me going, and then I became more interested. I started talking about machine learning. I'm also told you I'm really lucky. When preparing presentations for conferences such as CodeCamp, I was forced to learn more about machine learning in order to be able to explain it to others and to answer their ruthless questions. Right, so I got more and more involved. I realized I'm enjoying it. I love Python, so it's up there with C sharp in my list of favorite languages. And gradually, it all came together. It's not a recipe, so it's
It's
just.
not.
But yeah,
Interestingly, I would like to pick out there is a pattern that is occurring between our guests. And one of the things that you just triggered me with was the personal project. That's what seems to get people into AI a lot. There seems to be, I have a problem and I want to solve it. And AI is a possible way that that problem could be solved. And so people kind of go ahead and start getting into it and then seem to get hooked a little bit into this area. And obviously, if you do that at the right time, as things growing, hopefully that can take you off onto an amazing career directory. So, yeah, you say it's luck, but interestingly, it sounds like there's a lot of decisions that you made that really landed you where you were, though, as well.
I it's more about stumbling and falling into into things than meaningful conscious decisions, because I've worked on personal projects ever since high school. In high school,
Yeah.
I would write games in Pascal and C++. So for me, this has always been a way to express myself and to do well some interesting work, right? And for a while, I've done that using C++, Pascal, C sharp, JavaScript even. But yeah, now I've gotten to machine learning, and it's stuck more than others. So again, really lucky. I could have done something else.
Really nice story. That is a really nice story. So, how long ago did you get into AI? Like, how many years ago was that?
Not that long ago. So I'm gonna say around 6 years.
Exactly.
Nice.
That is
So
also a
it's
pattern. That is exactly kind of the thing when automated machine learning became available through interfaces, and when cognitive services were there first released, and that's what made
Yeah.
actually
things a lot easier.
one of the first systems I've used in Azure for machine learning was the Azure ML Studio Classic version. You know, the one with the drag and drop
Yes.
that you couldn't serial, you couldn't version control, you couldn't do a lot of things, but it was so easy to get started and get a web service up and running. I love that. Love that.
Yeah, and
I
understand with
actually did some presentations in which I use this to solve Kaggle competition. So you would just drag and drop and upload data sets, but it was really effective. I loved it.
I'm
yeah,
just
that
gonna
was
like fangirl you right now as well, Vlad, because you know this. Because I think every time we speak, I bring it up. But that automated machine learning session based on Kaggle is still to this day one of my favorite tech sessions. I don't know why it blew my mind so much, but it absolutely did. It's such a good one. So for those out there, I don't know, is it on YouTube or anything, Vlad?
it's
That
on the
session,
Global AI's
possibly.
Yes.
community channel. Yeah, yeah,
It's on the Global
because
AI
it
Community Channel,
was
of course.
yeah because it was during that 24 or 36 crazy hour of streaming when the pandemic
Maybe I was
just
really
hit.
impressed because I was like delirious as well.
It's possible.
We
I'm
didn't check it out,
joking.
but
I'm
you can
joking.
find it back. Yeah, you can find it back if you
Yeah.
Google for Global AI Community and then Kaggle competitions. It should show up on
Yeah.
YouTube. There are not that many
Oh,
sessions that
amazing.
have that. Yeah.
No. And it was just so good. But Henk, not
Yeah.
everything is rainbows and unicorns in the space of AI.
No.
You've got to ask Vlad
No.
our difficult question.
Yeah. So you now have to tell us what your most annoying thing is about your role in AI.
um, I don't get to code as much as I'd like to,
Yeah.
but that's just kidding. Um, I would say, and it's me annoying myself that
Okay.
a lot of times I get really focused on building the best model, and it's like you have a data set, and
Mhm.
you train a model, you evaluate it, and then you tweak something, and then you get a small percentage increase in your metrics, and you go yes, and you tweak something else, and then you get another small percentage increase, and you go double yes, and it's like playing the lottery. So
Yeah.
it's a bit addictive. Just I'll run this one more time and just wait for 3 hours, and then maybe I'll get a 1% in there. And Andrew Ng was talking about this earlier this year, and he
Mm.
started talking about data centric AI, in which we don't focus as much on the models like me and a lot of other people have used to do, but instead, focusing on getting better data, on getting better features, on understanding this, because in the end, I get the feeling that models are becoming commoditized. As you mentioned,
Mm.
Hank, earlier, we now have a lot of great AutoML solutions, including the Azure AutoML one, which is one of my favorites. So then you don't need to worry as much about building the best model, about hyperparameter tuning, and in I mean mostly for tabular data sets, but you can instead worry about building the best data set. And
Yeah.
I think this is where we're heading. I'm fortunate, again, really fortunate to be living in this time where I don't need to write up a neural network from scratch or to implement any gradient boosted trees solution from scratch. I can just get a pre-made solution and it will work, and it will work beautifully, little to no bugs. Really, really great. So yeah, I'd say that this is annoying for me, because my brain still wants to play the lottery, right? I want to tweak that one parameter to get me a 5% maybe boost, when instead I should focus on the quality of my data. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is what annoys me, but I think that's
I
just
love
a problem with myself.
I think that is
I
far the
appreciate
most unique answer we had on this question,
it. Yeah, a
and
very specific answer.
and very insightful.
Yeah,
So
I liked it.
we all know what's up next.
I know. Vlad, are you ready? Because we have very quickly, in this case, our quickfire round of questions. So, what is the quickfire round? The quickfire round is 5 questions where we need you to answer with either one word, one phrase, or one sentence. No more than that, if possible. These questions will tell us a little bit more about you, but will also, if you see other shows that we do in this season, we're finding a lot of patterns, but also a lot of really interesting insights from people from going through these questions. So, Vlad, would you feel comfortable with doing our quickfire question round?
I'm terrified, but yes, let's do it.
Yes, good stuff. Everyone says that. They love it in the end. Cool. So let's get straight into it. We'll start with a historical one. So, what was your first computer?
HC90. It can I add more details?
Yes.
Go on then. Yeah.
Because you probably don't know nobody knows what an HC90 is. It was a Romanian clone. So back in the 90s, someone was on a very famous TV show. But yeah, back in the 90s, we had some Romanian clones of the Spectrum machines. Like a big keyboard, like a Mac, but not like a Mac.
Yes.
Keyboard plus computer, to which you would attach a cassette player, and you would load all your applications off a cassette. So it's really funny to me when I see younger people get annoyed by a load time of 10 seconds for an app, when I used to wait for 10 minutes to just load it off a cassette. So yeah, that was and it ran basic. That was my first machine.
Interesting. Good one.
Yes,
Good
it
one. Thank
was
you for the
terrible, but
description.
I love it.
Next, what programming language was used in the last project you worked on?
I would like to say Python and C#, but the truth is it was SQL. Was data
SQL. There
engineering.
we go.
Yes. It's
throwing it out there for
this
the pure data. I love it.
it never dies. You can do so much with it. so yes. I think it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing, right? The variety here is key. Question number 3. What is the most useful thing you've learned in AI?
People will believe anything if you tell them an algorithm said so.
Oh dear. There's good and bad to that. Take that with an ethical hashtag on the end of that one. But yeah.
It's true. I mean, the more it's becoming, we put so much value in the words of algorithms, in the decisions there, that sometimes I feel, or at least in my case, I don't stop to wonder what else is there. A recommender recommended this must be it. This must be the solution. And yeah, I think this might become an issue in the future if it's not already. But yeah, that was one thing I've learned, and I try not to use.
Good highlight. I like that. I like the skew on that question. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think I know the answer on the next question. But what is your favorite event on the AI calendar?
Apart from the bit of AI show, you mean? Because
a part of the
yeah. We just assume the a bit of AI is in there. No.
Precisely. That's what I that's what I meant. I love your show. apart from a bit of AI, there's also NDR. NDR is a conference that happens twice a year. It was in Romania, but now it's online, so anybody can join. And yeah, we have a host of great speakers. And if you're interested, you can check out the previous editions online. This is one of my favorites.
Love
Yeah, I
that.
think
And then our final question, what area of AI is on your list to skill up on next?
Great question. Forecasting.
Mm.
I'm
Oh,
getting
someone
more and
else
more
has said that.
interested in. Sorry.
Mm. Someone else has said that as well, very recently, and it seems to be something it's not wildly new, but is there like advancements in that area recently? Then,
Well, I don't know yet. That's what I'm trying to learn.
mm.
But to be honest,
True.
I think it's a fascinating area. Just predicting the. I've always loved predicting the future. The butterfly effect. What if I tweak this button? What will happen in 5 years' time? So in this regard, forecasting. It's an interesting field. It's an interesting and fascinating field, and I'm trying to learn more about it.
Great
But
stuff.
not with a crystal ball, but with actual data.
Fabulous. Anyway, Vlad, we are actually out of time. Can you believe that we've spoke to you for pretty much 30 minutes now? Thank you so much for sharing both what you do right now, your insights, what you find irritating about AI, but also your path into AI for us. For just a few minutes to close up the show, we'll say goodbye, Vlad, but we will join everyone in our usual cafe experience. So if you go to codecamp.ro, you can continue to ask us questions in the chat there, and we'll answer them live very shortly. So Vlad, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Hank. You've been great. Thanks for having me. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. We will
see you in
speak
a
to you
bit.
very soon.
See you.
Henk, we are almost over already, but a couple of announcements. We have a cloud skills challenge. Henk, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, so we have a Cloud Skill Challenge running, and the Cloud Skill Challenge is a challenge where you can learn all about AI. So you go to ak.ms/a-bit-of-ai/challenge. There you can join the challenge, and what you have to do is to complete 20 Learn modules. And these Learn modules take you through like a lot of different sides of the AI tools Microsoft has to offer. So you will learn about computer vision, you will learn about responsible AI, you will learn about automated machine learning, and yeah, there are lots of tutorials, and some of them you can even spin up some notebooks to do something really cool. When you've completed it, we will see it, and we will add those Learn modules to our counter. And for every Learn module you complete in this month of December, we will plant a tree somewhere on this planet for you. So go and complete it, because we want to have a bit of AI forest.
Yes. Oh, fabulous. That would be really good. If you want to complete the Cloud Skills Challenge, go to aka.ms/a-bit-of-ai/challenge to get started. Also, we are live at CodeCamp today. Thank you so much for having us as part of this amazing event. But if you are new to CodeCamp or you're at CodeCamp currently, we did want to let you know that this isn't the end. It's not just today that this conference is happening. You can actually check out the festival CodeCamp that'll happen as a live event in May 2022. Loads of great speakers, stages, hopefully an in-person experience. If that sounds like it's for you, go to codecamp.ro/the-festival to find out a little bit more. So thank you, CodeCamp organisers, for having us. And with that, we'll say thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you've enjoyed the show, whether you're a regular or you are joining us as a new viewer. Catch all of our episodes from season 1 and 2 on demand at on our website. So go to abitofai.show. Do come and join us in our sort of cafe experience, but shaken up a little bit for the Code Camp live nature of it. So if you go to codecamp.ro, you can continue watching us there and also engage with us and ask us questions. And we'll bring Vlad back on as well. So if you have any interesting questions for him, do that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. This has been the A Bit of AI show with Henk and Amy.
See you next week.